Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Thursday, the 22nd of July 2021, and we're publishing our regular morning update where we look at the latest news headlines, economic reports, and precious metal prices. Today we see equity markets rising for a second day and making up Monday's 2% fall. But today, comments from the ECB will probably have the greatest impact on markets, especially the currency markets. So let's take a look. Good morning. It's another scorching Thursday morning, 22nd of July. Time is 8:46 a.m. GMT +1, and there's quite a lot in the news today, which is interesting when we consider there's been so little in recent days. So, main headline: the Saudi Prince of Oil vows to drill every last molecule. Let's have a quick glance at that. This is all about Abdulaziz bin Salman, the most powerful man in petroleum, and he navigates unruly OPEC plus nations, huge swings in price and production, and the end of fossil fuels. Now, we're not going to read all of this, but basically the decisions Abdulaziz took over the next 24 hours exposed a new Saudi oil policy, bolder, less constrained by Washington, defiant on a growing global consensus on climate change, and more centrally controlled by the royal family, including one of his half-brothers, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. They also reflected what Abdulaziz sees as his destiny: to ensure that the last barrel of oil on the face of the earth comes from a Saudi well. We won't go into it any more than that, but interesting comment nevertheless. The next big headline really is ECB to move stimulus path for new inflation goal, and this is important for today, so it's well worth paying attention. The European Central Bank will reveal on Thursday, today, how its new inflation goal affects plans for future monetary policy. Officials must adapt their language on interest rates, asset purchases, and other tools for an updated strategy agreed earlier this month, which now aims for inflation of 2% and acknowledge that it may temporarily run higher, as all other countries in the Western Hemisphere are experiencing. The discussion will pave the way for a critical debate in September, so that's the key date, on whether and how to withdraw emergency bond buying. So we've got perhaps a sort of mini time frame. The backdrop is a resurgent euro area economy that faces steep price increases, but also considerable uncertainty. Rising coronavirus cases are prompting some countries to retighten travel curbs, and the impact of other disasters, such as Germany's devastating floods, is still unknown. ECB officials say inflation pressures will subside and repeatedly caution against unwinding stimulus too soon. So, we suspect that they're still in favour of loose monetary policy. Another headline published yesterday, in fact: the ultra-rich are turning to crypto after driving the SPAC boom, the SPAC boom. Goldman Sachs survey found that nearly half the family offices the bank does business with want to add digital currencies to their stable of investments. Now, we haven't got the time to go into this. We might produce a little bit of this on the Crypto Plus channel, but nevertheless, it's very important to bear in mind, whatever we may think of digital currencies or cryptocurrencies, they're here. And now major institutions are getting involved. Cannot really be ignored. And Elon Musk, in a conference yesterday, has said that once he is satisfied that the mining of Bitcoin is at least 50% energy efficient, then he will start accepting Bitcoin for his cars. Be very interesting. His Tesla cars, for those not sure who Elon Musk is. His Tesla cars. Okay, what's happening on the home front? Olympic ceremony boss sacked over Holocaust joke. No need to panic buy, says supermarket. Under 20s in hospital with eating disorders. Unions to consult NHS staff over 3% pay rise. This is the pay rise the government has offered nursing staff, and they're angry. And if we go to the United States, we can see the latest updates on the news. Biden, I felt self-conscious as president. Why is the US falling behind with its vaccinations? How critical race theory is dividing the United States. US-Germany deal on controversial Russian pipeline. So they've struck a deal at last. And Weinstein pleads not guilty. Opioid crisis, US drugs giant reaches a $26 billion settlement. Just goes to show how much money these companies make. And more than 200 contacts sought in US monkeypox case. We can see straight away, is there ever any positive news? Youngest former informant sues FBI for $100 million. Do you not get the impression that perhaps good news doesn't sell? Let's have a look at the finances. Dollar index, down marginally 0.03, but still at 92.71. It did fall below 93 yesterday, because yesterday morning it was 93. So it's come down a little, and it's down a little this morning. Energy went up. If you recall yesterday's morning, both of them were in the late $60 range. Now they've gone up another $2 or so. This morning, this is what's happening in British time now, we're down 10 cents. Both back up above the $70 mark. Stocks, well, in the United States yesterday, almost a 1% recovery on most indices. And that's on top of the further rise that they had the day before, recovering really most of the losses that they had the day before that. Asia Pacific markets overnight closed positive between 0.5% and 1%, and Europe and the UK, as you can see, apart from the FTSE, all up. Admittedly, just 0.5% so far. Economic news. Well, the ECB news is probably going to be the most important and influential on the dollar today. Plus, we have the weekly jobless claims. Expectations are for them to come in at around 348,000. We shall see what that figure will be in a few hours' time. And existing home sales and the index of economic indicators. And then tomorrow we've got the flash manufacturing and services PMIs for market. What's happening to gold prices, you may be asking? Well, over the last 24 hours, they're down $3. They're now standing at $1,801. If we compare that to last Friday's close, which was $1,813, we're down essentially $12. Silver actually rose in the last 24 hours, up 16 cents. Looks great. Not great really when compared with last Friday's close, which was $25.70. It's now $25.21, so down 49 cents compared with that. But nevertheless, starting to rise. We'll see how it finishes the rest of the week. Though we suspect, quite frankly, depending what the ECB says today and those jobless figures, we suspect the dollar might inch a little bit higher, which could put some further pressure on precious metal prices. And Bitcoin up $2,000 in a day. That's the way cryptocurrencies roll. In terms of videos, well, yesterday we just produced our morning update. The day before, Tuesday morning, gold and silver update. And then we had markets crash and why lockdown easing could be both good and bad for silver prices. And we will talk more about the cryptocurrency situation, particularly what happened yesterday in the debate concerning Bitcoin, where the head of Twitter, Elon Musk, and the managing director of ARK Investments all discussed cryptocurrencies, and particularly Bitcoin, but cryptocurrencies in general. And the overall consensus is that they're in favor of them and may very well, certainly the two gentlemen, may very well adopt them in some form or other moving forward. That's it for now. Please give us your comments. Hopefully, a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign. Have a great day. Until tomorrow. Disclaimer. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.